Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good afternoon, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the News 8 Live Desk. Hope you're all having a great day so far. It is no surprise that West Michigan and really much of the Midwest might be dealing with a somewhat Arctic blast over the next couple of days, kicking off this weekend, where we're going to see temperatures dip well below freezing and possibly even into the negatives with that wind chill. There's going to be a lot of concerns regarding how to keep your house warm during this time. What's the best way to not break the bank as well, and just overall tips to make sure that everybody is safe and warm during this stretch of period, which is why we are so happy to be joined by Brian Wheeler, the spokesperson for Consumers Energy. He's going to be telling us some tips that we can do and also breaking down some of the things that Consumers is doing ahead of time to get started and ready for this winter weather. Brian, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Great to talk to you.
Absolutely. And, I do want to start off by obviously talking about the preps that you guys over at Consumers are doing to make sure that everything goes well. You guys have been kind of preparing for this for a couple of days now. I know we here at the newsroom at News 8 have been kind of keeping an eye on everything and preparing for our coverage plan over the next couple of weeks, especially Monday and Tuesday. What are some of the things that Consumers is doing to kind of keep an eye on everything and make sure everything goes as well as possible?
Yeah, we always talk about how we watch the weather, but I think weeks like this have a special place for us Michiganders. It's cold already. It's been cold, but we know Monday and Tuesday in particular are going to be especially cold. I think 6, 7, 8 degree high temperatures, low temperatures below zero. So for starters, let's just talk about really getting the word out to people. We want you to be safe. We want you to stay warm. And so above all else, whatever the conditions, do what you need to do to make sure you are safe and you've got your house, wherever you are, heated to the level that keeps you comfortable.
So, that's going to be obviously the first thing that people are going to want to do. And you guys have also offered us a bunch of helpful tips for everybody to also kind of, again, stay warm, but again, don't want to break that bank, especially with this longer weekend we're going to be having on Monday. We do know that more and more people are probably going to be inside, maybe cranking up that heat. You guys have offered us those tips. You can find them right now over on woodtv.com. Brian, can you go over just some of those tips that you guys want customers to kind of be aware of, maybe help them out staying warm and then also not breaking the bank?
Yeah, and we're Michiganders. We're used to this sort of thing happening, but every time it happens, it's a good time to remind, folks who are listening, folks who are watching about what you can do. Because again, you're going to stay warm. You're going to have your furnace is going to be running, but then there are steps that you can take just to take the bite out of the experience and the bill that will follow. So, for starters, we talk about staying safe and comfortable, but look at your thermostat. Know that if you can adjust your settings by 1 degree, ultimately that can provide a savings of 1 to 3% in your bill. Now I wouldn't say, this is the time to turn off your thermostat. By all means, no. But if you have it at 72, for example, and you can knock it down to 70 or 68, that's a point where you can still stay comfortable, be good in your own place, yet use a little bit less energy to get there. So think about things like that. Right now, today, for where I live anyway, it's sunny right now, and I have the blinds, the shades are wide open. I actually put my hand to the window, which has been feeling pretty cold these last couple of weeks, and it's warm from the sunlight coming through. So that's providing some relief and some warmth and comfort in your own house. Make sure your vents are not being blocked in any way, so that whatever warm air is being pushed into your house is getting out there and doing its part to keep you warm.
Even just those little things can go a really long way. And there's obviously nothing wrong with putting on that second pair of socks. I know I've done it in the past. Definitely does make a point. But Brian, I do want to shift over now, again, back to Consumers. Is there any worry with you guys about the potential for the grid, I guess, with more and more people probably turning up that heat or just taking extra precautions, and with more people being home with the longer weekend? Is there any worry there with the extended cold temperatures we're going to be experiencing?
Yeah, no, we've been watching and we're ready for this. We have the power sources, the power plants across the state that will meet people's needs this weekend. There's actually some windy weather working its way through the state this afternoon. So do watch our online outage map for potential outages, and know we can talk more about that, how to respond in that situation. As far as serving the needs of people, we have close to 2 million homes and businesses that get electricity from us. 1.8 million customers for natural gas. We're ready to go. We've actually put the word out to our power plants and that we operate Everything's online and available. This is not the weekend to take anything offline for that scheduled maintenance that takes place sometimes. So as people are using electric heat, turning on their furnaces, which use electricity, that supply will be there. We're really focused on making sure people are feeling safe and comfortable and get through what will be a pretty cold few days.
Yeah, no, definitely great to hear there. And Brian, you touched on it a little bit. I do want to offer you the chance to talk about what people should do, what customers should do if they do experience an
Yeah,
outage, and just to make sure that everybody is kind of up to date on everything if something were to happen this over these next couple of days. Again, we're
for sure.
expecting really, really cold temperatures, high winds, everything like that.
Right, yeah. And the good news is that temperature alone is not usually a factor in causing power outages. It's the wind, it's ice getting onto power lines. So many of you are familiar with this, but as always, consumersenergy.com/outage. That's going to get you to a location where you can access our online outage map. You can see in real time where we stand. You can plug in your address. You can also sign up for texts and alerts, email alerts that come your way to keep you posted on what's going on in the event that you do lose power. So consumersenergy.com/outage. There are also tips of other actions you can take to be in a good place in your home. We're confident that things are going to be this will be a weekend we're ready for. We're going to get through the cold weather. But if you do experience that outage, call us right away. Call 800-477-5050. Or again, go to consumersenergy.com/outage. Let us know what's going on. We do have crews who are working through the weekend, through the holiday, as always. We have to be ready, and restoring power is always a priority, especially when it's cold.
Well, I know a lot of people love to hear that sentiment there. And Brian, before we let you go, obviously
Yeah.
there is a lot of things that you guys on the consumer side of things have kind of taken into account with this, whether there are some things that us customers have to be aware of as well. Any final suggestions, tips, anything at all that you want customers to know ahead of these next couple of days?
Yeah, so know that we're working hard to make sure we have fewer outages and shorter outages. We had some great news from last year in terms of improvement there. We talked about those tips. Don't make your home work harder than it needs to. You can even change the filter in your furnace this weekend so it can be more efficient. And then lastly, if you have questions, you need assistance with your bill now or later down the road, something pops up that you weren't anticipating, let us know or call 211. That's a great resource. So the three numbers, 211 on your phone that connects you with a clearinghouse that connects with nonprofits that get you the help you need.
All right, fantastic stuff. As a reminder to everybody watching, those helpful tips, courtesy of Consumers Energy, can be found right now over on our website, woodtv.com, along with the link to check out the outage map in case you are experiencing one of those over these next couple of days, as well as ways to get in contact with consumers. All of that can be found right now inside our story on woodtv.com. Brian, one last time, thank you so much for stopping by today. It was great seeing you.